there's sacrifices, I guess, in any job, but especially in sound because we're at the last part of the process. They have the shooting. I mean, I remember when I went to make my deal with on Clan of the Cave Bear as my first solo supervising job,
Right.
19, I don't know what it was, 86. And yeah, you're going to Google it, aren't you? Uh,
86, yes.
86, cool.
Yeah.
That's where I met Solange. Actually, that's the movie we met on.
Who was our
Um,
guest last week?
I know. Um, anyway, so they said, well, we kind of spent our whole post production budget on helicopters to get the cast and the crew up to the glacier. I went, well, am I supposed to work for free? I mean, you know, and it turned out I was on that film for a year. I had
Wow.
people, Terry Dorman, I had Suki Fontalou was my Foley supervisor. The Terry left, got married, came back, worked on the movie some more. I mean, it was a crazy, crazy experience because they weren't secure about the language that the clan people spoke and a whole bunch of different things. But and it was also the first movie that had a synthesized score, and
Right.
yeah, which was unfortunate for that type of movie. Here's this organic, prehistoric, dawn of man type of movie that really needed something organic and real. And the synthesizers back then, anyway, just ate up all the frequencies of all the natural backgrounds. I mean, I spent months editing like the backgrounds, the ambiences, the glaciers cracking, the air, supposed prehistoric things flying, even though we didn't see them, pterodactyls or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Um, and just ate up the music, just ate everything up. But that's, I mean, sound to me is fun because it's all about trying to solve problems. It's all problem solving. And as we've all gone through this COVID thing, people have been very creative in finding new ways to create product, to keep editing product, to shoot product. And I think that's what my mom loved about it too. She was a big problem solver.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my mom kept progressing in her career. She did television series, as I said, Big Valley, The
Yeah.
Rifleman,
Gunsmoke.
Burma.
Mhm.
She did maybe a couple Gunsmokes.
Yeah.
And Mark Rydell directed a bunch of Gunsmokes too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite directors and one that my mom worked with from like on the Fox, which was his very first feature, all the way through to his last feature, which was Intersection, which
Right.
we did with Weddington,
That's
actually.
right. That's right.
Co-supervised that.
And
Um,
he directed The River, which was your mom's Oscar win,
mhm,
which is
yeah.
Kay Rose being the first woman to win an Oscar. There it is.
There it is with his little
Look,
Christmas hat.
looking a little festive. Yes,
Oh, yes,
that's good.
her.
You can
I
barely
don't know
see
if
it.
you can
That's
see, but
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no way we
Yeah,
can see
he
that.
says there's too much reflection. Yeah, but he's got his little Christmas hat
Yeah,
on.
but The River, I would like to talk about The River because that was it's an amazing job, and
Yeah, it truly is.
yeah,
If people could get it somehow, I have a DVD copy of it, but um, to me, it's like the perfect blending of intelligent sound design work, sound editing, and mixing and directing. Mark Rydell was a very I've learned so much from him. He's like my favorite director I've ever worked with because he cares about each part of the process in the film, and he knows enough about each process to encourage people. Not to browbeat them like some directors I have worked for. Who
well, a lot of the young, inexperienced directors will do that, and it's nice to find someone who follows the whole process through and knows it well, because
Yeah,
that's
I mean, he
really
knows
helpful.
what a dolly grip does. He knows, and because he knows enough about that, he sent my mom and another recordist to Tennessee
Yeah.
to record all the sounds that the farm equipment made, the trucks, the smelting plant, the locust fields, the cornfields, the bull, the everything that was indigenous to that film. Because the guy who's recording, I think David Ronnie was the main recordist. He's working 6 days a week. He's not going to want to spend his seventh day to record sound effects when the editor is going to get it 3 to 4 months later.
Right.
So mom, I think, was there for a couple weeks, and you have all those sounds in the Hollywood Sound Museum.
Yeah, we have K Rose's library that we're archiving and keeping safe,
Mhm.
and hopefully we'll release some of it when we decide
Yeah,
what we want to do. Yeah, no,
but
I'm
because of those all those sound effects, she was creating things that were fresh and new because
yes.
they weren't just from a stock sound effects library. One thing in closing, like when my mom was working on a gunsmoke, or rifleman and all those,
Hmm.
and those sound editors would just say, "Okay, why do you care so much? It's just TV." And because she was be very meticulous about her work, and she said, "Because it's my name on the screen, it's my reputation, and I'm planning not to do television forever. But what? All of a sudden, I'm going to become a good editor if I get a feature? No, you have to be a good editor wherever you are, wherever you start. You have to be a good editor." And she she would. Uh, she would cut in a chin sock because we used to identify them by their number. So there was C34 chin
Yeah,
sock,
yeah, yeah.
and the mixers would say, "Hey, I see that you're using the same chin sock in reel 2 as Joe Blow used in reel 5. Why does yours sound better?" It's the same exact sound effect, and she'd say it's where I put it, because they would fake, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I mean, just a couple frames difference. Like you want, just like a clapper has a stop where things are not blurry, like blurry, 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 blurry. Still, a chin sock is like that. Even if the fist doesn't make contact with your face, in a fake
Yes.
thing, it's like you do it, and that's the precision of moviola versus digital. Is like you
Yes.
can really stop on that frame that's just solid, and that's where the sound would go.
That's the sync point.
But again, it takes thinking about it,
Yeah.
thinking about it and deciding what to do. It's all decision making, and you have to use the sound to tell the story, and that's what preserving all these sounds for future generations and how people can be creative. Because it's my passion to teach filmmakers the power of using good sound and the power of sound. I mean, imagine any scary movie. If you turn the sound off, it looks like a joke. You're not
Yeah.
scared. There's nothing scary about it. But the minute you put in the sound and the music, suddenly you're laughing really hard, or you're peeing in your pants or something.
Thank you.
But
That's
please,
pretty much the mission statement of us.
yeah, please support the Hollywood Sound Museum however you can. I know you guys are already members.
Subscribers, but get the word out. Well, listen, I do an abbreviated version that's free to everybody, and
Okay.
you bet your ass we're gonna include this bit. We'll end on this point there too. So
Yeah, I mean it's just a wonderful thing, and I mean Steve and I have both been surprised for years, like why hasn't anybody done this? And it just shows us that sound is sort of the still the forgotten stepchild of the industry. We're a necessary evil to a movie, but we're all trying to elevate its importance. Not overly important, but it's an important part of the film experience.
eh,
And George Lucas even said it's more than half. He thinks that sound is more than half.
he said it was half for the longest time, and he says no, it's more than half. So yeah,
Yeah.
and we are at the point right now where it's been a little more than 5 years that I decided to start this whole crazy idea, and
Yeah.
we're just now getting the ball rolling and presenting things to everybody out there. So thank you for being a part of it, Vickie. I really appreciate it.
I'm honored.